People flock to creators versus advertising because of their authenticity, because of the trust that they built with a consumer base. AI inherently is not that.
Thanks for joining me here today at Cannes. We're here to talk about everything influencers, collaborators, and affiliate strategy with brands today. Tell me a little bit more about what Reach does and what Reach specializes in.
We started off as a YouTube agency 13 years ago and then became a social video agency. We've always had creators at our core, but generally we like to make content that people want to watch and actually drives business results. And that's always been at the core of what we do, and we do it with creators.
Amazing. So you've been at the forefront of influencers for a long time. What's changing in the landscape today?
Everything, and probably about every 3 months. I'd say the biggest change we're seeing right now is really lower funnel operations for creators, especially with affiliate marketing. Before that, creators were mostly thought of as upper funnel, right? And then they infiltrated things like social through UGC. But now with affiliates, we're seeing creators that are making more money in affiliate revenue than they are in AdSense revenue, and the money that they're driving to retailers like Walmart and Target is far outweighing what you'd think from their follower count and their engagement.
Do you see AI changing this space at all? And what's interesting about AI in the influencer and creator space?
Right now I think it's very hard to tell what direction it's going to go into. People flock to creators versus advertising because of their authenticity, because of the trust that they built with a consumer base. AI inherently is not that. Right. But that's for this generation who can tell the difference between AI and a real content influencer. When you look at younger generations like Gen Alpha, who knows if they're going to be able to tell? So that's where I think there is a long tail opportunity with virtual influencers. It's just at what stage that will work. But until then, AI is enabling creators to create more with what they do. They're enabling agencies like us to better canvas the market and be more efficient. And so it's helping drive the engine of what creators can do. But I still think it's separate and distinct from how AI is impacting traditional studio or advertising based content.
So interesting. And I would love to ask Ryan about, since you're head of client services, what brands do you think are doing this very well, who are really on top of their influencer and collaborator strategy?
I think brands that I've seen that are doing it very well are especially beauty brands. I'll use Nexus, for example, which is a iconic brand that was born out of the salons, really originally specializing in wash and care, so shampoo and conditioners. What we saw with that brand was that we're really leaning into trending hairstyles that started to come out last summer, such as the slicked back bun or glossy waves. What they did was capitalize on that and develop a product line that women could really lean into, and the brand could step into a space that they hadn't previously touched before. And the mechanism to really promote these brands was the influencers themselves. And they really, really leaned into using influencers of all different sizes at mass scale to push these products out to consumers and get them to understand that Nexus was more than just your mom's salon brand. It was a brand that anyone could use.
What should brands watch out for? What are the big things where things don't go well that you warn brands of when they're striking a deal?
Look, I would say as brands are looking at the creator space, where they need to evolve to is going beyond that sponsored post, right? There are so many tools right now. It's becoming a lot of noise of doing the normal shout out, right? And this is where creators want to go anyway. They want the long-term relationships. We know there's increased equity and return for the brand when they have those long-term relationships and help the creators, whether it's through serialized content or more entertainment content. But the more, especially with affiliate deals, the more people are empowered at scale to speak on behalf of your brand, you have to be careful about what that will do to the brand. And my biggest advice for brands is, as appealing as affiliate is, it works better when you're still doing brand building and awareness too. And you have to have those two things in combination. Otherwise, you're a race to the bottom and you're going to get much lower ROI.
Well, thank you both for coming and joining me here in Cannes. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Rocky.
Thank you, Rocky.